Good afternoon. It's Pastor Gregory at Aplington Evangelical Presbyterian Church in Aplington, Iowa. And today is Wednesday, April 15th, and we are in the throes of our pandemic, the coronavirus pandemic. It doesn't seem like it's going to slow down at all. And we concern ourselves, I think, in many ways with what's happening around us. How are we going to have our needs met? Will there be enough food on the table in another month? What about being able to work? And how about paying our bills? Lots of things to be worrying about in the future, except this one thing: we don't need to worry because God is the creator of all that there is. And as I explained to you yesterday, He knows everything about us. There is nothing about us that He doesn't know, including our circumstances. The big test for us is how we're going to get through these trials. Life is full of trials. They always come around. Everybody gets them. And what we have to do is persevere through them. When we think about God, we know that God saved Daniel through the lion's den. He walked with Daniel, in a sense, in the lion's den and brought him safely through. He walked with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego through the fiery furnace and brought them out again. Terrible trials. And He will also be with us as we walk through our trials if we will trust Him, and if we'll just depend on Him. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not unto your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will direct your paths. Well, one of the important scriptures, I believe, for us that would help us get through this time is understanding who God is a little bit more. And Psalm 23 is one of my favorite Psalms. It may be one of yours as well if you've heard it. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He guideth me in the paths of righteousness for His name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for Thou art with me. Thy rod and Thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. You see, God is our shepherd. If we will turn to Him, if we will be in His flock, if we will acknowledge His right as our shepherd, He will make sure and take care of us. That's what Christians are called to do. Those who genuinely believe in the Lord Jesus Christ, confess His name, have repented of their sins, and received His forgiveness. The Lord is our shepherd, and there's nothing that we will be in want of. He protects us. He makes sure that we have plenty to eat. He pays our bills. We have gas in our cars, and so on and so forth. So it's a matter of trust. It's a test for us. And the question is, how will we walk through this test? Will we walk in the same way that Daniel walked when he was thrown into the lion's den? Hungry lions, and yet he escaped unharmed. It's because the Lord was his shepherd, and God was walking with Daniel through that lion's den trial. The same for Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who were thrown into the fiery furnace and yet came out the other side and were not harmed in any way. Well, that's the way God will take care of us if we will but love Him and trust Him genuinely from the heart. Does that mean that we're not going to suffer through trials? No, we're still going to suffer through trials, The question is, how will we respond in the midst of the trials? Will we be like Daniel and Shadrach and Meshach and Abednego, who trusted in God, and whether their lives were gone, that was okay with them because they knew that they were going to be with God forever, that he would prepare a table before them in the presence of their enemies, and surely goodness and love would follow them all the days of their lives. They will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. That's true of every genuine believer of Jesus Christ. So I just want to encourage you uh, to remember who God is. God is the creator. God is the redeemer. He is the first and the last, the Alpha and the Omega, we say. And he has everything under control. He sustains everything. He knows who we are and what we're going through. And if we will pass the test, then we will find ourselves walking in the paths of righteousness. We will be taken care of. He just wants to know that we trust him. So I hope you have a good afternoon, and God bless you, and we'll talk to you again.